Kid came in today with these 3 $2 bills and asked me if I would give him $5 for it. Great finds today. I will tell you how to lose money on currency. A kid came in today and asked me if I would be willing to give him $5 for 3 $2 bills. That is how you lose money. These are $2 bills. They are legal tender. They are worth $2. At face value, this one may be worth a little bit more, not too much, and these are basically worth $2. These are legal tender for all debts, public and private. Take these to the store. They have to accept them. There is a misconception about $2 bills. They still print these today. They don't print them in that much as the other bills because during the Depression, $2 bills were pretty common, but people were turning in their $2 bills for $1 bills because dollars were very scarce, and the production on $2 bills has been down ever since, but they still print them. Now, another misconception, this is a 1976 series. As you can see there, that is when this bill was designed, not when this bill was printed. So you can see here, this bill could have been printed today. You can see that this is the design. The design had the signing of the Declaration of Independence, because this guy wrote the Declaration of Independence. That is Thomas Jefferson there. And we'll talk a little bit about the differences between these bills. Now, you'll notice the difference between these two bills. This is a 76 as well. That's worth $2. You can see the red seal. We had red seals. We had blue seals. We also had silver certificates as well as gold certificate notes, meaning you could turn those in for gold or silver. We no longer do that. You can see that this is originally during the Civil War. We had the Currency Act that had the United States notes. So this is a United States note. That was under the laws that allowed us to print money, our government to print money. So that's what that is termed there. Now this one, as you can see, is a Federal Reserve note. That means it's backed up by the Federal Reserve, and the Federal Reserve basically tells you that's worth $2. Just accept it. Everyone has to accept it. That's a $2 bill. There's not a lot of difference between those two, but there is a difference there, of course, besides the red. Something else you'll notice that's interesting, and these all go back to wartime. Things happen because of that. Now, you can see that it says, "In God we trust" there. In God we trust. You can see that on all our bills now. It is written into Congress since 1957 or 58 from Eisenhower, but there's a reason for all that. You will not see "In God we trust" anywhere on this particular bill. So United States of America, it's a $2 bill. We didn't have "In God we trust" on those particular bills. Our country's motto was E Pluribus Unum up until the 50s. Now it's "In God we trust." Now, where did we get "In God we trust"? Well, back during the Civil War, there was some talk of God is on our side, being the Union. This is Ohio, it's a Union state. The Secretary of the Treasury actually went back to the poem written by Francis Scott Key in the War of 1812 that stated, "In God is our trust." That poem became the Star-Spangled Banner. Chase, the treasurer in the Lincoln administration, scratched out R and put "In God we trust." Now, it was on the coinage. This is an old Morgan dollar. "In God we trust" is there. But it wasn't on our currency. So during the 50s, which would be the height of the Cold War, the Soviets preached atheism, and to differentiate ourselves, Eisenhower and the Congress passed a bill that "In God we trust" must be on all U.S. currency. Yes, so it's not been on our bills for that long, but that was also out of the Cold War. So you have 1812 as well as the Civil War as well as the Cold War. So you can see the differences there. Now, I also got some Canadian bills in. Now, Canada does not have In God We Trust on any bills because they trust this woman, Queen Elizabeth, because she's on every bill. This is a living person. You will never see a living person on any U.S. currency. It is against the law. But if you have a monarch, you kind of got to put them on there. Now, these are $2 bills. Canadian bills are cool. These are out of circulation. They no longer make $1 bills or $2 bills. You can tell how old they are by how old she looks. She's aging with the bills. I think that's kind of cool. They are in 2 languages because they have 2 official languages of English and French in Canada. There's a $2 bill. Kind of cool there. This is one of the newest ones, one of the last ones they came out with. They like robins. They like birds up in Canada. I don't know why. They all fly south for the winter because it's cold up there. And this is a $1 bill. No longer in circulation. They do not have paper $1 or $2 bills. What do they do? Well, they came out with coins. And our country has tried to do this a few times. This is called a loonie. This is a $1 coin. It's called a loonie because there's a loon on there. Yep, a loon. It's named after the birds. I told you, they're obsessed with birds. And they also have, of course, the queen. Now, then they came out, they got rid of the $2 bill and came out with the $2 coin. There she is again, looking very nice. And they call these the toonie. The toonie. Get it? Loony? Toonie. Got to be a joke there. Anyway, I do have this other note, and this is also a red seal. And this is also a United States note, as you can see there. There's our President Abraham Lincoln. He's on the $5 bill. Now, the difference in this one is this one came out after the Act of Congress. And you can see there that it says right above his memorial, "In God We Trust." That is our motto here. In God we trust. All others pay cash. That's an old dad joke. Anyways, currency. There is history in these bills and all our currency. All of our currency is going to be thought through in the process. The Lincoln Memorial and Abraham Lincoln. The signing of the Declaration. Oh, that's Monticello. That's actually his house. This is the other bill. That's the original. That's him. This is his house. See, they all correlate. That's him. That's the signing of the Declaration of Independence, which he wrote. So that, if you look on the $10 bill, you will see Hamilton, First Secretary of the Treasury, back U.S. Treasury. The 50, Grant, back the Capitol building, finished during his administration. If you look on the 100, if you ever see one again, Independence Hall. Yeah, guess where Ben's from. Anyway, I appreciate you watching. I think it's fun to go through currency, but please, 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 if you're going to try to sell currency, do not take less than $2 for a $2 bill, because not everyone is as honest as good old Abe.